Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast.
Now back to Studio A and the award-winning Scott Michlin Morning Program on KSJE.
We have an extra segment for you this morning because there are some upcoming events at the Aztec Museum and Pioneer Village that we want to make you aware of. Joining me now in the studio, Joan Monninger is here. She is Executive Director, of course, of the Aztec Museum and Pioneer Village. Joan, welcome back to KSJE. Nice to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for coming in. I know the museum and Pioneer Village are closed for the season, but you certainly have these other special events that are planned, and that's why we wanted to talk about them, those that are coming up. And one of your presenters is here with us this morning as well. I'll introduce you in just a moment, but let's talk about this event. You've got some lunch and learns happening, right?
And this is something new. I'm part of a study group that Margie's part of.
Right.
And they do these wonderful programs. We have so many smart, talented people in this community. And I was seeing a program, and it was one that Stephanie Byram did, and it was so good. I thought, what a shame, it's a one and done for the most part.
Right.
So
to your
I had this
to
idea,
your unique group.
like, why don't we're sort of tearing down part of one of the rooms in the museum building. We're going to put up a new exhibit.
I gotcha.
Taking the one that's in there down, and we have tables set up. And I'm like, why don't we have people come bring their brown bag lunch, and we'll do this program. And we started it last week. And that's what we're doing.
Okay, very good. So here's some shots of Stephanie's presentation from last week. And so you're doing these on the first and third Fridays of the month. And so that is how folks can schedule them.
Yeah.
And they're open to everybody.
Anybody who wants to come and bring their lunch in, or you don't have to bring your lunch. You can,
Right.
You can just sit and listen. That's fine.
Very good.
Had a nice little discussion afterwards, and you just kind of don't know where it will go.
Yeah. Right.
So you got Patty up right now.
Right. That's the next
with
one.
Michael Hurd. And so Patty Tharp from the Historical Society, she's going to come do one next Friday on Henriette Wyeth Hurd. And that should be really interesting. That kind of started with an adventure we took.
Right.
We really started with the Tully House event that you were at.
Yes, right, over the summer.
At the homestead this past summer. She was doing a presentation on the Tullys. Then that led to me portraying Anna Helena Tully for Dining with the Dead.
Right,
and that
September.
led us to a trip down there where she spent the last 20 years of her life after the tragedy here. There's all these connections.
Right.
And while we were there, we stayed at the Hurd Ranch. Henriette Wyeth, who is the daughter of N.C. Wyeth, the famous artist and illustrator, and the sister to Andrew Wyeth, who is also a famous artist. They're very
artistic family, right?
And she was a prodigy. But Peter Hurd, who is a famous New Mexican artist and portraitist from Roswell, he ends up out on the East Coast. He goes to the West Point. But he leaves to be an artist. And he wants to study under N.C. And he meets his beautiful daughter, who, like I said, she's a prodigy. She had polio as a child. She had a problem with her right hand.
Right.
So she learns to draw with her left hand and paint with her right. And she's just magnificent. I mean, all the descriptions of her are wonderful. And so there's this book, The Artifice of Blue Light, her biography, and Patty did a program for another group on this, and so she's
bringing it to.
She's wonderful.
Wonderful, very good. So
she's such a marvelous researcher and storyteller.
No kidding, very true.
So that's the 21st.
That's the event on the 21st. Very good. Again, 11:30 to 12:30, Aztec Museum. Bring your bag lunch and
come on in.
Learn
it's
something.
Easy to park along Main Avenue. It's free parking along there. Usually plenty of parking. Come on in and enjoy.
Very good. And then that brings us to our other guest who's here because Margie Sartin is here to talk about her presentation that will be happening as well. Retired librarian, and something has caught your eye. And tell me a little bit about your presentation. And welcome, by the way, to KSJE.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to be here.
Nice to have you here as well. You're going to be presenting in January?
In December 5th.
In December, pardon me. Got it. So that's the next one.
after
Yeah,
Patty's.
so
After
Patty's
Patty's.
is the 21st, and then the 5th of December is Margie.
Right.
The 21st of December is going to be Mary Hayes.
Okay.
I'm doing an AI program on Randy Travis. It's really cool.
Oh,
but
okay.
I want you to hear about Margie's program.
I want to hear about it too. Exactly. So talk to me a little bit about what you've got planned for your presentation as well.
Well, I'll be talking about sort of the intersection between humans, AI, and whales, which has become really interesting lately as they apply AI to research they've been doing for decades on whales. And kind of started way back in the early 70s, late 60s. Well, in the mid 60s, when the Navy was recording deep ocean in a region called the SOFAR region, which is communication goes very far in that channel of the ocean, and they were picking up weird sounds. They were looking for Soviet subs. This was Cold War, you know.
Right.
And were picking up whale sounds, so they didn't know what it was. And then Roger Payne in the early 70s and his wife Katie, who were bioacousticians, I guess you'd say, scientists that study animal communication, they started realizing that what those hydrophones are picking up was actually singing, complex communication, and they began studying that. Because of their research and what started coming out in the 70s, people began becoming aware that whales actually are very intelligent beings that have communication systems pretty complex.
Right.
And just to give some figures, in the 1960s we had the highest slaughtering of whales worldwide, 700,000 a year. When this information started coming out with Roger Payne and the singing humpback, knowledge of that and all of that, it dropped in the 1970s by half, 50%. There was a International Whaling Commission came out with moratorium. By recent 1990s, only about 7,000 whales slaughtered per year. So it's huge what we know.
Right.
Now we apply AI to it, and now we want to know what is it that they're communicating.
Right.
So, and as everything with AI, there's a light and, good and bad, light and dark side. So I'm going to be talking about that and what we know.
Interesting. And you sent me this article from the New York Times that I thought was fascinating as well about how whales have been given personhood by these indigenous Polynesians because of, I guess, their intelligence, their ability to communicate, all these things that we are learning about them, right?
Exactly. Just last year. So things are happening all the time, and I think it's really fascinating. And our whales of the world, as we all know, these interesting bits of trivia, the loudest animal in the world is a sperm whale, which their clicks can kill a person, is what I'm told. Divers that get clicked by sperm whales feel their body heat up. It's kind of like a sonogram. The whale sees the inside of a creature. The longest ranging sound is a blue whale, and its communication goes over 1,000 miles.
Wow.
So, yeah, they're very cool.
Fascinating,
That's
right.
my presentation.
And so
You don't know what you don't know, you don't know. And someone else has done the research, and you get to just sit and hear about something we're all about learning at the museum.
that's very true. And
It's going to be a bunch of different things we're going to be talking about.
Very, very cool. Well, thank you for the work that you've done on this presentation. It sounds fascinating. Joan, thank you for putting all these together.
Yeah,
Again, this is
pleasure.
going to continue through the winter season, you're hoping? Is that the plan?
Definitely through January, maybe into February, but then we'll begin to put up a new exhibit. We have kind of a new theme next year around sheep. So,
Okay.
but I think this is a great use, and like I said, there's just amazing, interesting things that I wouldn't probably take necessarily some of them the time to research, but they're fascinating.
Right.
And
Well, and tapping into these smart, intelligent people in our community to
you do all
to
the
share.
time. I know that is what you do here.
Well, we try, but it's great to share that with our audiences and give them an opportunity to check it out in person. So thank you for sharing that and putting them together. Again, it's the Lunch and Learn events that are happening at the Aztec Museum in the off season. You can check it out every first and third Friday of the month from 11:30 to 12:30 at the Aztec Museum. So thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.
It's a
so
short
much,
segment. Appreciate you being here. Thank you
Nice to be
both.
here.
My guests on KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.